League predictions, game week 3. What I normally tend to do with these predictions, I tend to get a few right in the early games in the game week, but then as the game week progresses, the results that I predict get slowly more wronger. But that's the beauty of predictions. You do it for fun, but the chances of you being right, a lot of the time, is quite low. Hang on, cover my face. Chocolate on it. The good thing about predictions is that the chances of you getting it right is quite low a lot of the time, so yeah, that's what makes it enjoyable in my opinion. But let's get into predictions. Arsenal taking on Brighton. Arsenal got a good away victory at Villa Park, a difficult place to go last week, in a fixture that they struggled in the season before. They lost to Aston Villa twice, but they got the 3 points. Brighton beat Man United. Good result for them as well. Both teams have had a perfect start, 6 out of 6. Obviously, with them both playing each other, it can't continue past this weekend, because either it will be a draw and it will end both of their perfect starts to the season, or either side will win and then one of the team's perfect start will be over and the other ones will continue. But I reckon Arsenal will win this one, because it's at the Emirates. If it had been at Brighton, I might have had a bit more of a shout for Brighton in this one. But Brighton, they're just going to fall short in this one. It'll be a tight-ish game, but Arsenal win this game 3-1. Sorry to Brighton, no hard feelings. And then you've got Leicester taking on Aston Villa. Leicester have had a mixed bad start, same with Villa. Leicester got a draw against Tottenham, could have easily won the game. Then they lost against Fulham. But Villa got a good victory against West Ham in the opening weekend, but then they lost to Arsenal. But I did hear in that game that they missed quite a lot of chances. On another day, they could have won the game if they took those chances. It'll be a tight-ish game. The King Power's not an easy place to go, but I reckon it's going to be a 3-1 Aston Villa victory. And in the game after that, you've got Nottingham Forest taking on Wolves. I feel like this result is kind of predictable. It's got a draw written all over it. Both teams are not that great, and both teams haven't had that great of a start to the season. And I think it's going to be 1-1. And then you've got Everton taking on Bournemouth. Everton have had a shocking start to the season. They got battered 4-0 away to Tottenham Hotspur. And they got battered 3-0 at home to Brighton. Does this trend continue where Everton lose again? I think it does, unfortunately. And it's going to be Bournemouth 2, Everton 1. And then you've got Southampton taking on Brentford. It's going to be a tight-ish game, but I reckon Brentford are going to nick it, and it's going to be a 2-1 Brentford victory. And then you've got West Ham taking on City in the 5:30 kickoff. I reckon that's going to be a 3-1 City win. West Ham might grab a goal first, but I reckon across the whole course of the game, City will have just about too much for West Ham. It's not going to be an easy game for City because I think West Ham at home can be like pretty decent, especially when it comes to playing big opponents. But this is one step too far for West Ham. 3-1 to Manchester City. And then on the Sunday games, you've got Chelsea taking on Crystal Palace. Chelsea smashed Wolves in the first, not in the first one, the second game week. Lost to City in the first one. They lost in Europe in the week, in their like sort of Conference League playoff sort of thingy. So they're a bit up and down, Chelsea. But I do reckon they're going to win this game, and it's going to be a 2-0 victory to Chelsea. And then you've got Newcastle taking on Tottenham Hotspur. I think it's going to be a 2-1 Newcastle win. Spurs don't really do that well at St James Park, especially in recent years. Remember the 6-1 from a few years back. And I'm still not sure where Spurs are really at, because one week they can play really well and then the next, like, not so well. But they have got a good side, so they could very easily go to St James Park and win the game or get a draw. But I just fancy Newcastle in this one for some reason. In the biggest game of the weekend, you've got Man United taking on Liverpool. And I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw. I know a lot of people will put Liverpool going into this game as big favourites, because obviously United haven't played well in either game so far this season. But United did well against Liverpool last season. Liverpool couldn't even beat United when it was at Anfield. I feel like the 2 United games last season was what killed Liverpool's season, really, because they knocked Liverpool out of the FA Cup, which stopped them from winning the quadruple. And then after that, it just went downhill from there. And then in the league game, it was 2-2. So I think it's going to be a draw. And I think Mainu will grab a goal. And I think Cody Gakpo. I'm just going to, 1 minute, I'm going to see if I can find my iPad. Because I always think when I'm doing these predictions that I miss out on games for some reason. In terms of games that I forget to put a prediction in for. Oh, God. Yeah, I don't think there's anything too big in there. So, hang on, just want to check something quickly. Just to make sure I haven't forgot any of my predictions. Because I tend to worry that I forget them. I don't know why. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, Ipswich against Fulham. I think that's one that I forgot. I think it's going to be a 2-1 win to Fulham. And Ipswich's wait for first Premier League win is going to carry on, unfortunately, for Ipswich. Yeah, and that means that I've done all the games now. So thank you for watching this video. Like, share, subscribe. Drop your comments in for your predictions in the comment section below. And I hope you have a nice day. And take care. Enjoy the weekend. Games of football.